From Studio 1A in Tampa, Florida, comes a talk show that really feels your pain and tells you like it is. We love America and all that freedom-loving Americans want to protect. Live from coast to coast and on your radio, it's For the People with Keith Allen.
We'll help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people. Whatever your source of stress or strife, for the people is there.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Keith Allen and proudly welcoming you to this Wednesday's edition of For the People. It's Wednesday, it's Hump Day, it's April 19th, 2017, and that must mean that Matt out in Dallas, Texas, celebrating a birthday today. Your good friend Kay says it's your birthday, and so all of us wish you a very happy birthday, and if you're celebrating a birthday today along with Matt, enjoy yourself today and have a drink of something awful special. In Georgia, I wonder who is actually enjoying a drink because of the Georgia congressional race. Democrat Ossoff and Republican Handel, they're going to be going to a runoff. If you didn't hear what happened there, the winner of the runoff between Handel and Ossoff will succeed Tom Price, who resigned, as you probably know, to become Trump's Health and Human Service Secretary. It just didn't work out. Last night didn't quite get the votes that Ossoff, it was 48% of the vote? So that was falling way short, well, a little short of the majority. We don't want to say way, but of the threshold required of the so-called, they were calling it jungle primary. And then Handel was the top GOP vote getter at 20%, finishing comfortably ahead of technology executive Bob Gray, who received 11% of the vote, and former state senators Justin Hill and Dan Moody, who each received 9% of the vote. It just was a really awful thing because Ossoff, as you might know, lives outside just south of the district in Atlanta. And he admitted this, and he acknowledged this actually yesterday, and that his girlfriend is close to her work at Emory University's medical complex. But this was a pretty nasty race, and, you know, we got Samuel Jackson running all kinds of ads, Hollywood throwing all sorts of money, and, of course, Republican groups ran a blitz of ads trying to tie Ossoff to the House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi of California, and Political Action Committee, backed by House Speaker Paul Ryan, has spent more than $2 million on those and other attacks. Trump posted several messages on Twitter encouraging Republicans to vote in the special election and get out in the vote, and did robo calls where you call in, and Trump himself actually made some of those calls to help out. So there you go. With all the money behind with Hollywood and Samuel Jackson, still wasn't enough. Didn't happen. Ossoff, he's a 30-year-old documentary filmmaker, former congressional aide, and he's sought to pretty much oppose everything that Donald Trump stands for. Hates him vehemently. This guy's calling him a racist and a bigot and anti-gay this and anti-LGBTQ this and that, and just racist and bigots and everything under the sun that you'd want to call them. But, folks, people in the South, they get it. I'll tell you, the one thing that you got to know about living in the South, as I talked about BS detectors, people in the South, they get it. They understand this is grandstanding. They understand this is politics and it's BS. And this is the only thing they can come up with is smear campaigns in lies. No matter how much money that Hollywood has tried to put out for Hillary Rotten Clinton, that still couldn't clean her up. No money can. You can try to clean it, but it's still dirty. And dirty's dirty. And if you're a dirty dog, that's what you get. This is a very interesting segue here. This has to do with Russia. You know, they've been meddling, not just electronically and cyberly, you know, with our elections and all that, but in the air, they've been sending Bearcats to nuke-capable and carrying nukes 100 miles close to Alaska a couple days ago. So we had to scramble our jets and escort them so they could go home. This has kind of been an ongoing saga. And this is absolutely ridiculous, but Russia, the Kremlin, ratcheting up their rhetoric. And the latest today, in case you didn't hear, they claim now that they can wipe out the U.S. Navy with a single electronic bomb. Yep, they claimed it, and they say they can wipe us out. And this news report from the Russians, where the media is essentially controlled by the state, said that the technology could render planes, ships, and missiles useless. And the newsreader says today, a Russian electronic warfare, they call it REW, Russian electronic warfare troops can detect and neutralize any target from a ship system with a radar to satellite. And this news report claims a single Russian warplane flew several times around American destroyer, the USS Donald Cook, in the Black Sea several years ago, disabling its systems and leaving it helpless. And this report also claims they are capable of creating electronic jamming domes over their basins that make them invisible on radar screens. So this is the latest propaganda piece. Even quotes top U.S. General Frank Gorsnick as saying Russia electronic weapons completely paralyze the functioning of America's electronic equipment installed on missiles, aircrafts, and ships. And the reporter adds, you don't need to have expensive weapons to win. Powerful radio electronic jamming is enough. So this is, getting very interesting. You know, having Rex Tillerson over there saying that the U.S. relations are at an all-time low. This is clearly all-time low with the Russians here. They are definitely baiting us. We have technology, just FYI, folks, that we can do those things. We have the technology. We've had it for a long time, more than capable of being able to shut them down with pulses. And we can use them. We've tested that. We have technology that supersedes a lot of that stuff. But things could get ugly. And hopefully that can be ratcheted down a little bit. But for those that thought that there was going to be this so-called cozy relationship with Donald Trump, that Vladimir was going to love long time Donald Trump, well, it's not happening. You don't see it. No. What Russia does see, and what they're very aggravated about now, is that it's like the North Koreans are showing their strength with all their military equipment coming out, with the parade, and that they had some kind of big celebratory thing today where they had some kind of play or something like that, celebrating the leader of the country after 100-plus years of being a country under this dictatorship, this evil dictators. Russia getting a little annoyed because they see the firepower, they see us flexing our muscles as we once did. We didn't take garbage. We didn't allow folks to threaten our allies and threaten the world, and that's what this is all about. It's threatening the world, and Russia's trying to posture. They have a base over there. They're not very happy, and they don't want to lose ground. This is what Syria is all about. That's what this is all about. And they see us there, in North Korea. They're not happy about it because they want to have power. They want to show that they're the mighty Russia, and Vladimir's trying to rebuild the old Russia. He's ex-KGB, in case you didn't know. But he wants to rebuild the USSR, apparently. and really getting too close for comfort, in my opinion, to America. This is not good. Doesn't make me feel good that they can get that close. I mean, they went back home, but they're doing this more. They had ships, just off our coast, several weeks ago, an increased, number, just, flyby were, they did a flyby, with close to Los Angeles, basically to wish Obama, what was it, a happy birthday? Just to show off and show them, hey, we're not scared of you. We can get here too. We have aircraft just as capable, just as not fast, and we can refuel. We can do all of this stuff. This is very interesting. I really wonder the times that we live right now. I mean, we really definitely need a strategy. I'm going to ask Dr. Pat Choate when he comes on today his thoughts about some of this stuff on the international scene. The good news, you want the good news? Well, the good news is this is not apparently affecting the stock market. Trade is going off great, and also the domestic policy seems to be doing absolutely terrific. Donald Trump launching this Hire and Made in America campaign, which is great, rolling this out. Well, here's Donald Trump.
Buy and Hire American order I'm about to sign will help protect workers and students like those of you in the audience today. This historic action declares that the policy of our government is to aggressively promote and use American-made goods and to ensure that American labor is hired to do the job. It's America first. You better believe it.
Man, that's got to be music to Dr. Choate's ears. We'll play that clip once more when he gets on, but it is something that warms my heart and it's got to warm the hearts of so many folks in America. And talking about an American company this morning on Fox and Friends, Nick Pinchik was on. He's the CEO of the Snap-on Tools American company. Donald Trump was touring that company. And here's a little of what he had to say.
Well, I'll tell you, the whole thing is emphasizing the essential nature of American manufacturing for our way forward and bringing, I guess, a spotlight to the need to upskill Americans, upskill American workers. We think at Snap-on this is the seminal issue of our time because we're engaged in a global competition for jobs. It's why 30% of manufacturing jobs have gone offshore, or not offshore, but lost in the last several decades. It's because we're in a global competition, and the only way to win is to be more capable than the others.
You know, if we see more American-made products on the shelf, you know, people are getting all upset saying, oh, we're going to pay more, and that's what the price is going to be. Walmart's going to go up, less Chinese goods. Get a NAFTA, the TPP, all of this stuff, all that stuff interfered a lot with these American companies. As a matter of fact, they couldn't compete with China because the prices were too low. And I get, trust me, I get where people want lower prices at the shelf, and China's been able to do that. But that hasn't been good for the American worker. It hasn't been good at all. And it's hurt us greatly. To see more made in the USA, stickers and flags on clothes. When was the last time you saw a pair of pants that was made in the USA? A watch made in the USA. Even Apple will be building its iPhone in the United States. They're building factories, and they're going to be building it. They've already promised they're going to do it. And more companies are going to be coming on board to do this. So Americans can have jobs, good paying jobs, and more companies will be incentivized to come back over here and do business. We need jobs, and we need good jobs. Long-lasting jobs. Whole communities have closed down, shut down, and can't even do business. And as Chuck used to say, you can't do business with people that don't have money. There's a lot of broke people out there. And a lot of people just simply can't have the bare basics of the American dream, food and shelter, just